Hi everyone, I am Melissa Stark, and this is so much fun for me to be with Alexis Glick, who is emceeing this fabulous day here at WeForm. We used to work together at the Today Show, and haven't seen each other in so long. And here we are, eight kids later.
We look much better.
We look the exact same, yeah, or if not better. So let's get down to business though, because you are CEO of Gen Youth,
Exactly.
which is what?
So Gen Youth is basically the largest health and wellness program in the United States. So our flagship program is called Fuel Up to Play 60, in which we are really enabling kids to lead a healthy lifestyle, to be healthy, high-achieving youth. So what we do is ensure that they get access to healthy meals and ideally active for up to 60 minutes a day. And as you know well from your NFL days, one of our biggest partners is the National Football League, and believe it or not, America's Dairy Farmers.
I mean, I think this is so. First of all, how did you get into? Was this when you first started having kids? I mean, you were just sort of thinking about what they're eating and all of that.
You know what? I mean, coming off of you and I being at NBC and being at the Today Show, I made a transition over to Fox to go work for Rupert Murdoch to build the business network.
Yeah.
And as I was leaving Fox to go to another network, a friend of mine said, Alexis, you know, you have this background on Wall Street, you have this background in media, but you don't have a lot of experience in public policy. And you know, there's a board of directors that's being created that's in support of the development of healthy, high-achieving youth. At the time, I was the mother of 3 kids. And they said, would you think about joining this board of directors? And I walk into the room to meet with some of these folks, and all of a sudden, I realized that it's this partnership between people that I respect greatly. I knew the folks obviously from the NFL. I knew the story of America's Dairy Farmers because I had covered it during the depths of the recession in terms of what happened on the farm and mortgages and debt.
So this was sort of merging all your
merging it all together, and then you walk in a room as a mother of 3 kids, and you realize if we don't ensure that this next generation gets access to healthy meals, that we get them out of the sedentary lifestyle, this generation, our children, are not going to live as long as us. And when I heard that, that shook me to the core, and that's ultimately how I wound up becoming the CEO of this. I mean, it was just a strange set of circumstances.
So how do you implement this, though? I'm just, you know, for all the mothers out there that are watching that have kids, because I know it's a daily issue. We talked about school lunches and that they're eating bagels and and all those things that they're eating, and I mean, it's hard, especially when you're a working mom.
Oh, I'm the worst. I'm the worst. I totally get it.
So how do you? I mean, you are focused on the youth. You know, we're talking to everybody here, and they're focused on youth and everybody. But I mean, you're specifically. So what do we do?
Here's the number one thing I'd say to you, and this I've learned so many lessons about being in this space and about understanding not only the risks to chronic disease or the risks around obesity, as we talked about earlier today, or childhood obesity. You know, a third of our kids are overweight or obese, right? So what do we do to set our kids up for success, regardless of where you are? Because it's not your fault, it's not my fault, it's not the school's fault. It's how do we enable and empower them to lead a healthy lifestyle? And the thing that has been remarkable to witness, Melissa, and I know you see this with your kids too, is that students, when empowered, when educated, when given the right resources, they are the best agents of change. And so what we found is, kids say to me every day, Alexis, you know, I'm not the leader of tomorrow, I'm the leader of today. What I need you to help me do is give me the resources, we call it the talent and the tools, right?
Yeah.
So that I know how to go and share that message out with my classmates and in my communities. So the one thing I would say to you, I learned very on about this thing called the learning connection. Former Surgeon General on our board of directors taught this to me. And essentially what it is that if you look at how we fuel our bodies in the morning, starting with breakfast, and being active for a minimum of 20 minutes, up to 60 minutes a day, those 2 connections, okay, influence our hippocampus, influence our ability to learn. So when we think of the learning connection, it's if you fuel your body and you're active, you will have higher attendance rates, better scores, do better in reading, excel in mathematics, do better in standardized tests.
I'm sitting here thinking my kids don't eat breakfast. Some of my kids do your kids eat breakfast every morning?
So I got to tell you.
One runs out the door and does not eat.
Oh my gosh. So I just want you to know. So the reason I tell you that is 2 things that have changed my life.
Yeah, okay.
So if I'm mom at home right now, number 1, your kid never goes out the door without breakfast from this point forward. Even if you're giving them,
what are they eating?
Some kind of bar, a bowl of cereal, you name it. I mean, my husband's amazing. He goes to Starbucks every morning, and I have an egg white sandwich from Starbucks, right? But my kids know that mom does not go anywhere without having breakfast in the morning, so they're all really smart about, I got to fuel my body from first thing in the day.
You did say something like, you said something earlier that it's not our fault, but as moms, I mean, they're going to model your behavior, number one. Number two, as a mom, whatever sort of your rules are early on, like I feel like, you know, if you introduce vegetables when they're, and they're forced to eat vegetables when they're 2, so whatever's in the house, whatever you have in the house.
You're so smart. Okay, so let me just, I'm going to be really honest about this. The most important thing that you just said is practice what you preach, okay? And so to me, people who work with me, my team knows, for example, we're in 73,000 schools across the country. I'm on a plane all the time. You live on a plane, you know what that's like.
Yeah.
But no matter where I go, no matter what I do, I have breakfast everywhere I go. Sometimes my breakfast is dinner. And oh, by the way, I am physically active all the time. So a week, if a day, more than a day, or worst case 2 days goes by, and I haven't gone out for a run, or I haven't done a spin class, or gotten on a bike, I am not as good. I just can't function as well. So when I say practice
cloudy,
what you
you're
preach,
not focused.
Yeah, well, because I had this like lightning bolt go off, and I thought, I got 4 kids. I'm sitting in the hockey rinks. I'm watching them on the lacrosse fields. I'm watching them on the football field, and dedicating all this time to their physical activity.
What am I doing?
What about me? And so what I realized is, you know what? An hour each day for me is integral. And I think if you make sure you have 4 to 5 hours a week of physical activity, you start your day with breakfast, you're not only going to feel better, not only are you going to teach your kids, but you're going to perform better. And that's the number one thing that kids know. They understand now. If I eat right and I'm active, I'm going to do better. That's what athletes recognize, and so that's what we got to talk more about.
Yeah, it's funny because I'm thinking about, like, my kids had these big tests and they told them to eat well. So those are the mornings they all wanted, you know, these protein smoothies and these shakes, but then it goes away. Then it falls by the wayside. Okay, so Gen Youth, just tell me this so I understand. How can a child become a part of it, or
yes? So basically, the way it works is this. So the program, as you know it, so Gen Youth is the overarching organization. Fuel Up to Play 60s in the school building.
Okay.
As I said, 75% of the schools already have Fuel Up to Play 60. It's free. It's in the school building. So if you're a mom or you're a kid and you're seeing this, ask your school building, do we have Fuel Up to Play 60 in the school building? And if you don't, reach out to us online, and we'll make sure that we get the resources to you in the school building. It's available digitally, and we'll provide resources. There's opportunity for grants, but it's really about empowering this next generation. That's what we need to do.
I love it.
This is so good to see you.
Oh my God.
Oh, you're the best. You're rocking it. I'm so proud of you. You're killing it.
Thanks, Mama.